Sean's not
big
watching
deal.
it because he's working, so that's good.
That's your power. That's your middle of the batting lineup
Yeah, I know.
to
And
get
it's
out
the
of the
bottom of the
inning
eighth, you
like
sons
that.
of bitches. You only got one
Heading
more
into the ninth
chance.
inning.
Yeah, unbelievable, huh?
That is unbelievable.
Stinks,
So
man.
so Cardinals up in the series 2-1. Dodgers got a chance to even things up tonight, and I mean we'll see what happens. But you know, maybe the next time the whoever the pitcher is going up against Puig, you know he's a talented player. You know he can hit the ball. Just don't strike him
Yeah,
out.
I can't believe I'm
Final.
rooting. I can't believe I'm rooting for freaking Dodgers.
I would like the Tigers and let's see the Tigers and the Dodgers to go to the World Series
We'll
too. Why
see.
not?
Okay, well that's what I picked.
I'm
I'm
rooting
so
for
pissed off,
I'm
man.
rooting for the Dodgers specifically because of Magic Johnson, who's one of the minority owners, and it'll definitely be great for him in the city of LA. And I
That would be
mean, another
crazy, wouldn't it?
accomplishment for Magic Johnson, something outside of basketball. And he, not sure if you heard about Magic recently, but he's no longer, he just resigned with ESPN. He's not coming back.
Oh, really?
He's, yeah, he's resigned to focus fully on the Dodgers. So,
He
uh,
left.
so
He
he,
left the NBA show that he did with those guys,
yeah.
right?
So as of right now, man, you got Broussard, you got Will Bond, you got Bill Simmons, and I guess ESPN will find maybe Stuart Scott will fill in or someone else. But Magic Johnson, he was on ESPN as of last week, actually. So
That's
he's
kind of crazy.
focusing. He's focusing fully on being the one of the minority owners of the Dodgers. Um, Yesterday there was a football game, believe it or not, and the San Diego Chargers handled their business at home. And I like those jerseys. I like those powder blue jerseys. Probably the coolest jerseys
They
in
are.
the NFL.
They are
Some
the
cool
coolest
jerseys.
looking jerseys in the NFL. I got
I
to. I
just
got it.
I
But
just
you know
wish they
what?
wear those more than the ones.
Most of the time when they wear those jerseys, they lose. Living here in San Diego, I know that.
Yeah.
Most of the time they wear those jerseys, they end up losing the game. I
They
like
went on
those jerseys.
to
Those are the hottest looking jerseys all of now. By far
man.
none.
I those I probably say those are my top five favorite jerseys right now as it pertains to just style and the way you look. And it's just something about those powder blue jerseys, man. Just forget those other jerseys, man. Just wear those powder blue for home games from now on. Forget those other jerseys. Um
They got
so
Jacksonville this week coming up.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, so they beat Indianapolis 19-9.
Mm-hmm.
Forced Andrew Luck's offense to 3 field goals
How
by
about that? And they
Vinatieri.
kept him off the field, man. They kept Andrew Luck off the field a long time.
Trent Richardson wasn't much of a factor. And the thing about Philip Rivers is he's going to have his bad games and he's going to have his good games. He's kind of up and down, up and down. Can you imagine if he stinks up the joint against Jacksonville and they end up winning? I mean, I really don't think Jacksonville's going to end up 0-16, but one of the winless teams is going to eventually get a win. I don't see a winless team at 0-16 as all done. Tampa, your Giants, and Jacksonville's. They're going to at least get a few wins.
I'm looking at the fantasy football pick'em pool standings we got going on.
Yeah.
All right, with that win that I got last night, because I picked San Diego, that pushed me up into second place now. Okay,
I was at seventh, and I was at sixth.
You're at
fifth,
sixth.
number six.
Yeah, you're at sixth. Debo's in fourth. Gio's in third. I'm in second. Schmedley's in first. Schmedley's got 60 points. Me and Gio got 56. Ebo's got 55. Dez got 55, and you got 54. And Renegade's got 53. And Gary's got 49. Faden, who was doing really well, has got 43. And Liam from Lion Summit's got 10. I mean, 30. 30. I'm sorry. And the Bastards has got 10. And the rest of those guys just stink.
or they just
Didn't
forgot to make their
right,
picks.
right. But
Obviously,
with that
um,
win yesterday, moved me up into second, tied with Gio now, which is kind of nice because now I'm only 4 points behind that son of a bitch. I'm gonna get him. Now
gonna get
I'm
Schmedley.
getting him, man. I'm getting him. He doesn't deserve to be in the first place. Come on. You believe the
I
Giants
think
can
with
win this
Indian,
week? I don't believe that.
I think with Indianapolis, they were so caught up thinking ahead, knowing that Peyton Manning's returning to Indianapolis this Sunday night. They just lost track of the Chargers,
Peyton
and
Manning's gonna do that. That Denver team's gonna destroy that team, dude.
I mean, now Peyton Manning's going to get honored, and
Big deal.
if you're going to honor somebody, at least honor them after the season is over. I mean, if you think that Jim Irsay especially, if you think that honoring the dude is just going to you know call him down or whatever, or take it easy, you definitely mistaken. Okay, this dude's probably going to give you 3, 4. I'm predicting 3 or 4 touchdowns for Peyton against his former team, and for them to still be undefeated. Andrew Luck, he when it all boils down to, is that Jim Irsay had to make a decision, either Peyton Manning or go with Andrew Luck, and even with the 4 neck surgeries, he just didn't. He just and you got the number 1 draft. This dude could not afford to hang on to both those 2 guys. So Peyton Manning had to, and you end up with Andrew Luck. Now you're still on top of the the AFC South. Of course, Texans are declining,
Uh-huh.
and the Titans are declining, and Jacksonville is dead last place. So even if they do lose, they still on top of that division because the other teams are falling apart. But if Andrew Luck really wants to show Jim Irsay that you made the right decision, you better have the game of your life this Sunday. Oh, and by the way, Von Miller will be back from his
Yes.
suspension.
And Giants play Minnesota on Monday Night Football. And Minnesota, who the heck knows who's going to start a quarterback over there?
I still think it's.
I'm hoping the Giants can get their first win this week. I have to pick them. That's an automatic pick for me. I have to pick them. But still,
It definitely looks winnable for the Giants
I'm looking
because
at next week's picks, actually. And you
I
got the Thursday
just
night game of Seattle and Arizona. I think that's an easy pick.
yeah.
There's a couple of tough games in here to pick. Not that many, maybe
hmm
1 or 2, like San Diego and Jacksonville. That's a gimme. Come on, Kansas City, Houston. Hello. Here's another gimme. Let me see. Where's a good gimme here? Mhm. Well, Carolina and St. Louis. That's a tough game to pick. I'm taking Carolina, but that's still a tough game to pick. You don't know who the hell's going to show up in that game. Green Bay, Cleveland, Kansas City, Houston, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. There you go. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Two teams,
Pittsburgh.
two teams fairly not playing to their capability. Correct? Just like the Giants. Correct?
Well, yeah. Especially Baltimore, considering they are the defending Super Bowl champions. But in all fairness, they did lose like 18 players from the Super Bowl team. But
Here's a
they
good
tired Cleveland.
Here's a good game.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Dallas. NFC
It
East battle of the 2 teams on top with crappy ass records.
Well, they all 3-3, so it's not all that bad. It they just 500 teams at best right now. It looks like Nick Foles is going to be playing,
For
and
Philly.
Vic
Yeah.
said that he may need another week to fully recover. And Nick Foles playing pretty good football, 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the last 2 games he played. So I mean, why not? I mean, I really would prefer Vic to play because this is a divisional game. You got the Cowboys coming fresh off of the win against RG3 and company. I mean, but if Vic cannot play, you might as well go with Foles. Um, I guess it's a case of wait and see. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I'm leaning towards Baltimore. Even Pittsburgh did get the first win, good for them, but Baltimore to me still has more pieces than Pittsburgh does. So I think I may lean towards Baltimore. I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely
That's
see.
going to be that's a tough game to pick, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, because both teams, are going in the wrong direction where everybody thought they'd be going. San Francisco, Tennessee. San Francisco didn't play all that well this week. There's a couple. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. What the hell are you going to do with that game? Obviously, you're taking Atlanta because Tampa Bay is 0-5, but still, come on. Atlanta's 1-4. What the hell?
It would be easy to pick Atlanta. The problem is they have lost to subpar teams, and Tampa Bay is a subpar team. So, and my God, Sirianni, he may not be the head coach for very long.
Yeah,
He's pretty much coaching for his life right now.
Then you got Detroit and Cincinnati in Detroit. We know who's picking, who Ebo's picking in that game, but still, I'm bouncing back and forth. Even though I'm an Andy Dalton Cincinnati Bengal fan, this game is in Detroit. And Detroit came back and won a nice game last week.
Cincinnati and Detroit, that's definitely a toss-up because both offenses are pretty good. Reggie Bush is insane. You got Ben Ellis, he's playing good football. I guess it's just a matter of which defense is going to step up. Detroit, they can make some boneheaded penalties. But Cincinnati, to me, looks a bit more disciplined than Detroit. So I may lean towards Cincinnati. I don't know. Right now, Boston, Detroit, ninth inning.
Top of the ninth, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Going into the bottom of the ninth pretty soon.
What was funny about game 2 between these two teams is when Big Poppy went for the grand slam. And Torrey Hunter is known for his great catches. Yeah,
he went over that fence.
He went over the fence. And what was funny about it is the police officer that was near Hunter as he attempted to go get the ball, he was too busy celebrating instead of checking on Hunter to see if he was okay.
You see that? And not only that, one of the catchers in the bullpen caught the ball anyway. One of the catchers in the bullpen caught the ball.
Yeah.
So, Hunter missed it by that much.
I get all that, but the police officer, the least he could have done is just check on the dude to see if he's okay.
Okay, we're going into the bottom of the ninth, 1-0 Detroit. This is going to be fun. And if I remember correctly, it's Martinez, Peralta, and Avila. Those are your three. Johnny Peralta.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Not only that, he comes back from a 50-game suspension for the right before right as the playoffs are going to start. He's on the roster. Somebody else is on the roster and has contributed in every single game he has played in. How crazy is that after being on a 50-game suspension to come back and be able to contribute at a level like this?
Well,
what does that say for Johnny Peralta?
Detroit, they did just enough just to make it to the playoffs, and whoever was the position, unfortunately for that person, you gotta be in the bench while this dude comes back from a mistake that he made on his own. This wasn't a team mistake. This was an individual mistake. He's out of the remaining 4 teams. He's the only person that's playing fresh off of that the suspension, the biogenesis suspension. So
that's pretty crazy, though, huh?
Yeah, and
he's playing, and he's contributing in every single game, which is crazy. You consider it, this is kind of like almost spring training for him, but it's playoffs.
I guess you got to hand it to Jim Leyland. he believed in the dude.
What's going to happen? If Martinez gets on, he's going to hit a 2-run homer to win the game. If Martinez don't get on, he's going to hit a home run to tie the game. He's hitting a home run. Watch. I'm calling it.